welcome to my channel. I'm Mama J, and I am recording what a Hausfrau does, or what a housewife does every day. My kids gave me the name Mama J, but my name's actually Jamie. Today we're making milk rice, so I have the rice, and I just got the milk. I'm also making dinner, so my kids love milk rice. They usually have it as a dessert or breakfast. They really actually like it for breakfast. But I'm also making spaghetti for dinner. So I've got one bag of pasta that's almost done, so I'm going to use that. And then I've got a box of pasta. My kids will eat just butter noodles, or they like sauce on their noodles. They have very specific tastes of the sauce that they'll have. So they like this one, and then they also like there's another barilla pasta sauce that they like that is more tomato than anything else. It's basically just a tomato sauce. Anyway, so that's what I'm making today. This is not a cooking channel. I am by no means a big chef. I'm just documenting what it is that that we do all the time. If you're a Hausfrau or a housewife, you know this is a daily occurrence. You feed the kids, get everybody's dinner ready. Sometimes you're not just getting the kids' food ready. Oh, I just put that on the salt, and it's not gonna be able to lean back there because I need the salt. So anyway, yeah, so I'm making spaghetti, and I put salt in my water. Number one, it makes, I don't know, I think it makes it boil faster. Does it change the temperature at which water boils when you add salt? I don't know. I think it does, but I don't know that for a fact. I just, somewhere in my childhood learned that you add salt to water to make the boiling temperature decrease so it doesn't take so much energy. Now I'm gonna have to look that up because I honestly don't even know if that's real. So anyway, so we're waiting for water to boil. And while we're waiting for water to boil, I'm gonna make some milk rice on the side. So if you have one, you know how cool this is. It's called a Thermomix. I'll show you mine. This is the Thermomix. We had one of these in America. It was a gift from my mom, and we absolutely loved it. The one I had in America had cookbooks that you could connect to it. So each like little round books that you could go and you can connect it to the side. So this is a newer one. This is a different one. And we had to get a new one because of the electrical outlets in Europe are different than America. So now we have a new Thermomix, a European Thermomix. The European one comes with different languages. So sometimes I'll find a recipe that's English. Sometimes I'll find a recipe that's Deutsch. The other day I found a recipe that was in French, which was beautiful. I mean, it was very romantic, and I don't even know what I was making, but it was awesome. So anyway, so right now it's asking, would you like to resume your last recipe? And so I can click yes or no. So it's basically got a little touch screen, and it walks you through things. So there's a menu button, and I just clicked recently cooked on my menu items. So I go to recently cooked, and I make milk rice probably twice a week. So I don't want to resume the recipe, I want to restart the recipe. And I just click start cooking, and now it tells me exactly what to do. So it tells me how much of everything. And if you can see, this is in Deutsch. So in den Mixtopf geben 1500 Gramm Milch. So that means I've got to add milk. And the great thing is it's actually built with a scale. So there's a scale underneath. So I pour the milk in the top, and it measures it for me as it goes. So it'll tell me when I'm done. So the big thing is when I'm putting ingredients in is I need to just make sure nothing's touching the Thermomix, nothing's leaning up against it, or else it won't show the right weight. I did not open that milk very well. So there's a seal inside the milk, and the seal didn't break when I opened the milk. Okay, so we're just gonna add the milk in. I don't know how to show you how I'm doing this part. Let's see if I can move you guys somewhere else. Maybe I can move you up here. stand up. And you can lean against that. Okay. We'll see how well you stay up there. Okay, so we're gonna add some milk. And when you're adding the ingredients to the Thermomix, you wanna be very careful not to over add. So you have to like stop once in a while and let it measure. And then you can pour in again. Because you don't wanna add too much, especially if you're adding like sugar to flour, or you're adding something where it's very hard to like remove the excess out again. But I've made this enough to know I need at least a whole box of the first milk, because one box is just about 1,000 grams. So this is 1,017. And then I open the next one, and then that one I'll pull almost half in. Whoa! It got on my, it jumped out. The milk jumped up and splashed. It got on my cupboard. I need to wash that. So we're at 1,400, 1,450. We're creeping up there. We've got to get close up to here to 1,500 grams. Okay, 1,500 grams. And you want to wash off the cupboard really quick because we don't want milk getting all over everything. And then we're going to go ahead and click next, and then it'll say how much to add of sugar. Now for the sugar, I half the amount of sugar because my boys actually put cinnamon and sugar on their milk rice in the morning, and this is not heating up. So I'm going to increase the temperature on my pot of hot water. So instead of 80 grams of sugar, I only put 40 grams. So that's a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. So that is 3 tablespoons of sugar to the mix. I don't add the full amount. You just don't need to. And in Germany, a lot of people don't like sweet. They're not big into sweet. So my kids are already at that age where their tastes have changed. And so instead of really liking the American sweets that they had when they were kids, things are too sweet for them now, and they prefer the German flavor of cakes and stuff where it's not as sweet. So now we're going to do 1/4 teaspoon of salt, Teelöffel in Deutsch, Teelöffel of salts. Okay, and then we're going to click next. And then we're going to add our milk rice. So I have one milk rice already opened, and I have another one that's back up. It takes, for this large container of milk rice, 330 grams. Oh, that's perfect, actually. I didn't have to open the next one. Wunderbar. Okay, now my pot of water is boiling. So I'm going to add the first open bag already of pasta in. So this is fusilli pasta. My kids love this. It holds a lot of pasta sauce because of the shape. It has these little, it has these ridges in it, and so it holds the butter and it holds the pasta sauce. So they really like this pasta. And then our packaging goes in the yellow recycled mold tunnel. So not the trash, but the recycling side, because it's packaging. And then we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes for the pasta. And then on the milk rice, we're going to click next. And it's going to want me to add the lid. And then inside, they don't want me to add this. So it says Messbecher nicht einsetzen. So it doesn't want me to add the middle part. And then I click next. There's a message that warns me about making sure the milk doesn't get past 95 degrees Celsius. And I need to turn my water down here so it doesn't boil over on my pasta. So I'm going to turn the heat down just a hair. Okay, and then I'm going to click next past the error message or the warning message. Now with milk rice, my boys don't like the rice, I guess you'd call it al dente, when it's like a little bit firm. They like their rice. They also like their noodles soft, very soft. So even like this 10 minutes on the pasta, I might go 11, I might go 12, I might go a little longer. Sorry, I'm kind of doing something new with my hair. I've got a mohawk and it keeps kind of going down a little bit. So anyway, so with the milk rice, in order to make sure it's not too chewy on the rice part, I actually add an additional 10 minutes to the recipe. So to do that, once you're going to be ready to cook, you go and it tells you what it's going to do. It tells you how long it's going to cook it, the degrees that it's going to cook it at, and then it'll mix. This is a mixer. So I go to the time. Right now it says 42 minutes, and I increase that to 52 so that it's going to go for another 10 minutes while it's cooking. I leave the temperature right because they want to make sure the milk doesn't, get too hot. And then you come over here to the mixing, and then this will actually auto start for you. So you just turn it till it gets to the end of where it's at. Let me see where it's set. So this is level 1. If it's going to mix something like blend or chop, it can go up to a higher speed. So it can go up to 4, 5, 6, and you'll actually hear it start to be a blender instead of just a stirring pot. So at level 1, it's just stirring while it cooks. So you can hear that kind of going. Now this is not steaming. This just started. This is the milk rice. What you see over here steaming is the pasta. So I started the pasta noodles. They've got about 8 minutes left, and then I'll test them and see if they're ready. But I know for a fact my kids will want another at least maybe 2 or 3 minutes after. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up some pasta sauce. Now they don't always want pasta sauce. They'll want it, maybe after their first or second bowl of butter noodles, then they might want pasta sauce. But if I have cheese, I know my youngest will want it. So let's see what we've got. Let me put the sugar away. We put our teaspoon away, tablespoon away. Okay, so we want to get cheese. So I do have, I do not have, it looks like this one is bad. Parmesan, and I don't have mozzarella. This pizza queso went bad, so I'm going to throw that away. I don't want to give them extra food, so I'm throwing away the pizza queso. Sorry, I did that all off camera. I have a very hard time doing that. Apparently I do that a lot. You guys don't need to see the doctors. He's got to go to the dentist. Yes, we're going to schedule an appointment to the dentist. And then this also, the empty container goes in the yellow recycle as well. So we break down the box, and I need to get a pasta pan for the pasta sauce. Okay, so we've got some fresh strawberries at the grocery store, which I rinsed off, so the boys have strawberries for today. water for dishes started. I'm gonna wash out my hand wash pans here for the sauce. Get those nice good wash. I made corn the other day, so I heated the corn in the container. Oh, looks like our piano teacher's here, so I just went home and connected the piano teacher in. Now that is ready for the sauce. I'll go get the piano teacher. And I'll come back and we'll put this together after I let her in the house. Choose. Yeah, it's so yummy. It's delicious. The milk rice turned out really good. So we transferred the milk rice into this bowl, and then it's going to cool off. See? So now it's going to cool off there.
Why can't I have noodles?
I'll get you some more noodles. And we're making dinner here, and everybody's eating. I've got the pasta that came out good. So I've got the butter noodles. It's just salt and butter. And then I've got the sauce over here, which the boys decided tonight they don't want any pasta sauce. So even though we heated up the container, we don't have anybody wanting some tonight.